too many things in here. I want to make it simple too. We've got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
You better not be filming now.
I am.
Yeah.
Well, you can remember for next time.
Yeah. I don't know if I need that rubber band down there now. All right.
All right.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. I will see you at Dalton Lake or before.
One of the two, Dalton Lake or
Nemo?
Nemo.
Probably Dalton Lake.
That's the plan.
Okay.
There she goes. I'm here at the Silver City Community Hall. I'm going to do a training run on the Black Hills Ultra 50-mile course. I'm going to make this video for people maybe who are from out of state that never been here and get a little taste of what it's going to be like. My plan today is my wife just dropped me off here at Silver City, and then she's going to pick me up at Dalton Lake 21.5 miles later, and I got a good adventure between here and there, so here we go. Three-tenths of a mile in on the course. Of course, we're going to get a lot of uphill, and it begins now. You don't get much time before you got to go up. Start out this morning at about 7:30. It's 32, 33 degrees. Beautiful, calm day. That down there is the tailwaters of Lake Pactola, and this is the beginning of a lot of uphill in the first 2 miles. After that first little uphill, it was maybe 2/10 of a mile uphill at the most. And then you had a nice little stretch where you could run pretty good till here. Now it's going to go uphill quite a bit shortly. This is about 9/10 of a mile from where I started. Now, keep in mind when I give mileages, they're all going to be from the Silver City Community Center. Where they start the race exactly, I'll find out in a few weeks. This is the road that goes to Jenny Gulch. There's a Centennial Trail marker, very important to see. Deerfield Trail marker, very important to see. And up we go. This is the view from the third upgrade in the very first section of the 50-miler. Hard to show a grade, but way down there is where I started coming up, and I'm not to the top of this grade yet. So there's 3 so far. I think a total of 5 till we whoop this hill. And boy, what a beautiful day. Here comes the 4th pretty good upgrade in this first section, just to get you warmed up. All right, I'm just about to what I'm going to call the summit of the first section, and there's basically 5 pretty good uphill grades. But the good news is there's nice little sections in between each one of them to gather yourself, and it's going real good. I'm trying to not expend much energy because 52.5 miles is a long way, so I got to practice saving myself in this section. The technique I'm using is something I learned, somebody taught me when I ran Pikes Peak, and it's basically pretty simple. Run until it's too hard, and then walk until it's too easy. So that's what I got going for me. We're about a little over 2 miles from the Silver City Community Center, and basically I've summited what I call this first hill. Alright, here we go. Coming up on a kind of a critical juncture in the trail, as I understand it, because if you go right here, you're going to go into no man's land, because that's the Centennial Trail. If you go left, you'll be right on track. I hope it's still there. Just turn and go towards the disco light. And that shack over there. I forgot to say that turn back there where the Centennial Trail meets the Deerfield Trail with the disco light is about 3¼ miles from the Silver City, and it's just before this crossing of the paved highway that goes into Silver City. So about a little over 3 miles, you ought to be seeing something like this. You come up upon this gate shortly after you cross 385 and run down the ditch a little ways, which is the second paved road. You come to this gate. Thought I'd take a second to film this. This gate is, you wonder, I did the first time, wondered how does it really work. Well, what happens is pretty easy. It took me a minute. You pull up, push it through, and of course, as always, if you go through a gate, shut it. Alright. So my best description of that last section, which was about 2 miles, was single track like this, rolling hills, real nice, nothing real drastic, a good spot to try to make up a little time, because the first 3 miles took my time away from me. Shortly after Pilot's Knob, well, 2 things. As soon as you hit Pilot's Knob, the trail becomes sort of a 4-wheeler highway, because that's what it is. And you come to this juncture here. If you go to the left, you might be in big trouble. And here's this little sign that gives us a little clue. And that sign doesn't tell us anything. But if you're new to this whole situation, you want to look for that Centennial 89 skull head there and there. That's where we're going. This has been, I mean, I can't even get it into the picture, a long ways up there, coming down, pretty steep, really a kind of a, well, you can hopefully see it, really a rough terrain and steep downhill. Just beating myself up getting down this. I'd be happy when I hit something a little more level so I can actually run on it. But this is why it's a challenge. If it was a bike path, anybody could do it. Well, this terrain is a welcome sight. It's been pretty rugged. Haven't done much filming because after I went down out of on the really rocky Wheeler Trail out of Pilot's Knob, I didn't film. I had to make sure I didn't break my ankle. And then once I came up out of that bottom, it got a little better, and now it's like a groomed bike path, man. It's really nice. And this really nice path here is about a little over 11 miles from the start, where I started. Kind of a wide spot in the road here. Trail goes down there, trail goes down there. Sorry about the fast movement. Trail goes down there. I came from right over there. So, not hard to, it's easy to find. But if you go that way, you're going to end up like at the Nemo cemetery and you're going to be really lost. Same old deal. Look for the arrows. Look for the skulls. Coming into Nemo. Kind of a neat little old town. Well, I'm hoping this one's open. Those other two behind me weren't open. But this one probably is. I hope. I'm about to find out. Well, that's what I get for passing up water. None of them stores were open. But I did go around back to one of the places and found a spigot and just borrowed some water. I just needed it to keep going. So, if I'm correct, when you're running the 50-miler, the course goes along this highway until we get up to the Centennial Trail over here. So, that's the way I believe it to be. Ran down Nemo Road, maybe a quarter of a mile, not very far. And then I took a right-hand turn here on Van Ocker Canyon, and the Wheeler Trail kind of showed up in the ditch on the right-hand side there when you intersected it with the Centennial Trail. So now here we're going back into the trees on the Centennial Trail. So back to the Centennial Trail, onward to Dalton Lake. Basically have been climbing for about 3 miles or so since we got out of Nemo. Pretty rough section. A little story about this. We call this right here, when we summit this right here, we call it Kmart Pass. And the reason we call it Kmart Pass is a story. My wife and I were hiking the Centennial Trail a few years back, and right in this section, for whatever reason, she ended up lagging behind a little bit, and just enough out of earshot, and she started to have a bathroom emergency that would require some toilet paper. And I had the toilet paper. Well, she's yelling at me and I can't hear her, so I'm trucking right along about right here. She's back there, really in trouble, and we call this Kmart Pass because back then Kmart had a short-lived commercial where they said you could ship your pants. It wasn't on very long because you know what it kind of sounds like, I think. But anyway, so we named this Kmart Pass because of her emergency. Now, she's going to want me to tell everybody that no, she didn't ship her pants. She made it to me, got the toilet paper and took care of business. Right there where that telephone pole is, that's the summit of Kmart Pass. Finally, a little bit of scenic area. For a long time there wasn't much scenic about it. It's pretty much a wheeler trail. Pretty nice little area here. After Kmart passed, it went deep down for a little bit, and then it got onto this road here that's pretty deep and fairly flat, running parallel to the road way down below to my left that goes into Dalton Lake. So this is going to go along here for a ways, and I got to be careful to find the turn that goes down into the lake area. But on race day, if I have legs, which would be a lot better than today, then I could make up some time along here. I'm at right around the 20-mile mark. Here's kind of an important turn to make, I believe, just after that 1 mile to the trailhead sign. I think you could go either way, but I think you're supposed to go down this trail. Don't know for sure. They both are marked Centennial Trail, but this one I think takes you down to Dalton Lake. We're going to find out in just a second here. Oops, I'm maybe not supposed to do this one because I think the instructions said don't do W's. Oop, I'll go back and do that. I'm glad I questioned what I was doing back there. I went a little further here, I don't know, half a mile or so, and I believe that this is what I'm supposed to do. We got to go down this way sooner or later, so this is what I'm going to do right here. The lake is down there to my left. I think this is probably what will be on race day, the course. We will soon see. This stretch, taking me down to the lake, has turned into single track, but pretty dang steep single track, but that's what it is. And I'm pretty sure this is the right trail, but on race day they'll have it marked even better. Okay, we're about to conclude this, I suppose you'd call it a preview of the first 21 miles of the Black Hills Ultra 50 miler. Just about ready to fall right into the Dalton Lake trailhead right here. The summary of the day is that trail is hard. It ain't made out of milk toast. And I got some more training to do. Saw some deer and chipmunks, no elk, didn't see any squatch, still no mountain lions, unless I fall in the next few moments. I didn't take any spills, so pretty successful day, good workout. Hope my girlfriend is here to pick me up. It doesn't look like she is yet, so if she isn't, I'll just head down the road a ways. She'll be coming in that road. It's probably only one way in. So, we're coming into the Dalton Lake trailhead right here. Another thing that I found odd is I didn't see a human yet today. There's the first car. Looks like there's my ride. Finally laid out plan. She's probably hanging out down by the lake. There's Dalton Lake. Now I gotta find my ride. First people all day right there. There she is. And there's a little tour of Dalton Lake to finish off my miles.